This isn't your typical marketing software ad because HubSpot ain't typical. It's marketing made easy. Turn one piece of content into assets for every channel, convert leads in no time, and get a crystal clear view of your campaign performance. HubSpot can do all that and get you results fast, like double your leads in 12 months fast. Yeah. See, told you this wasn't your typical software ad. Visit HubSpot.com/marketers to get started for free. Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, February 27th. I'm John Weigell here with Juliet, Bennett, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Orange juice powerhouse Tropicana has a big problem right now. Americans aren't drinking as much OJ as they used to. Competition in the drinks industry is coming from just about everywhere, but why is Tropicana itself not getting the juice that they once did from the American consumer? We'll get into all that, but before we do, let's give you the news in business and tech. To kick us off today, Elon Musk has lost about $52 billion already in 2025. Tesla's stock has dropped about 20% in the last month, and the company's market value dipped below $1 trillion for the first time since November 2024. Don't be sad, though. He's still the richest person in the world by a good margin. Next, as the egg prices continue to soar here in the United States, McDonald's pledged to add no egg surcharges to its breakfast offerings. Going further, the chain is going to offer a special $1 Egg McMuffin deal through its app. Reports have surfaced of the fast food giant struggling to bring consumers back to their restaurants lately, so this seems like the latest value play of theirs. From there, we go to some AI. If you need some more AI to talk to, Amazon unveiled Alexa Plus yesterday. This update lets Alexa personalize itself to its users, detect a user's tone of voice, text your friends, send event invites, order groceries, do a lot of stuff, etc. Alexa Plus will roll out in the US over the next few weeks, and it's going to be free for Amazon Prime members, or about $20 a month if you just want more AI listening to you and having conversations with you in your home. From there, we go to some health news. Eli Lilly announced a over $27 billion investment in 4 new drug manufacturing sites in the United States. The commitment, which comes as a demand for more weight loss and diabetes drugs, brings the company's recent manufacturing investments in the U.S. to over $50 billion. And finally here, YouTube will inject automated ads, quote, at natural breaking points and remove them from interruptive places to improve the viewing experience on the platform while aiming to earn more money for creators. Channels with auto ads enabled, in addition to manual, saw a 5% increase in YouTube ad revenue. So whoever's getting that YouTube money, maybe get a little bit more. On to the main story today. Okay, so let's talk about OJ. Tropicana, one of the most well-known juice companies in the world, is struggling quite a bit. So Juliet, can you first tell me a bit how badly they're hurting right now? How bad is it, Doc?
Well, they've been struggling with sales over the last few years, and PAI Partners, which is a private equity firm, took a controlling stake from PepsiCo 4 years ago, PepsiCo being Tropicana's parent company. So Tim Hines, the head of credit research at DebtWire, said that $30 million emergency loan showed that they're a lender of last resort and are not confident any value remains from their initial investment. And that is per CNN Business. So not great. Not great.
Yeah, that does not sound great at all. But I guess I would like to know how they got here in the first place. I know the drinks industry is pretty crowded. We've been talking a lot about, Olipop and like kind of these millennial Gen Z brands that are opening up and taking market share away from these big time players. But I honestly thought orange juice was pretty good where it was. So what's causing all this? What's happening?
Well, a variety of factors kind of on two ends. There's the production end, and then there is the consumer end. On the production end, orange crops not doing great. Several factors there: climate change, natural disasters, disease. You get a big hurricane that takes out a bunch of your crops, or you get greening disease that blights a bunch of your oranges. Not great. And then when that happens and there's a supply shortage, that of course increases prices. Prices of orange juice have nearly doubled since 2020. That takes us over to the consumer part.
Yeah.
Customers are tired of things being so expensive. We talk about eggs on here all the time. Eggs are very expensive. I think when people are like, what am I going to not buy? I mean, I would skip the orange juice over the eggs, personally.
I agree too, probably.
So people are skipping orange juice. And then on top of that, customers are shifting away from orange juice. So not only is orange juice more expensive, but people are concerned about how healthy orange juice actually is. I think when we were younger, it was like, oh, orange juice is so great. You can drink it and you won't get sick. That's not necessarily true. It is packed with vitamin C, but it also has a lot of sugar content. There's often added sugar in orange juice.
Sure.
So people are moving away from juices and they're moving into the functional beverage sector. Functional beverages are hot right now. That's Olipop, that's all the prebiotic sodas, etc.
Oh, yeah.
Sleepy time mocktails that everyone on TikTok wants to tell me about. So,
Wow. You're seeing those too, huh? Crazy.
Yeah, all the time. Tart cherry juice, what a concept.
Yeah, I have it in my home. I don't know how it got there, to be honest.
Fair enough. And then when you think about where Tropicana is in terms of the market, it still holds 30% of the refrigerated orange juice market share, but it's not the cheapest. And it's also not the bougiest. So you got people at Erewhon who want their fresh squeezed straight from the Grove orange juice. They're going to spend more. You got people who just want the cheapest thing on the market. They're going to spend less. They're going to get like a Minute Maid or something like that.
Right. So they're kind of sitting in this middle place where nobody really wants to pony up the money to buy them, or everybody's like, Tropicana, why are you buying that?
Right.
So it's in a tough position. Although I do like that statistic that they still own about 30% of the market, which is not small. Like that's quite a large amount.
Not bad.
But they're still kind of having trouble. So yeah, I agreed on the functional beverage kind of trend because that's a huge market right now. A lot of companies are putting out these drinks. And, even last week we talked about Coca-Cola that put out a prebiotic drink with Simply, their orange juice brand that they own to compete with the likes of Olipop and Poppy and such like that. So I guess maybe from here, what can Tropicana do about this? Because it seems if their orange supply is also kind of getting wrecked, what's the next steps for them here?
Well, it seems like they've got to move out of the breakfast space or into the grab and go breakfast space because people are no longer sitting down for traditional breakfasts. You're no longer pouring yourself a big old pint glass of orange juice every morning. That's just not what people are doing. The marketing agency for the Florida Department of Citrus had an idea, and it was market this as a functional beverage, which is probably what you're going to need to do. Because if you have someone, let's say in the grocery store, you're grabbing something to have at the office for the day. Are you going to choose a fun Olipop soda and a fun flavor that promises gut health? Or are you going to get the super sugary orange juice? Like who has orange juice for lunch or dinner? No one.
I don't think anybody.
So,
I've actually never even considered that concept before.
No, I consider orange juice for two things. It's breakfast and I'm sick, or I'm having a mimosa. That's it.
Yeah, correct.
People can only drink so many mimosas. Here's what Tropicana is doing. Tropicana is one of several juice brands that is latching on sort of to the functional beverage thing where it's diversifying its line with zero and less sugar options, which is what the people seem to want. It's also trying to release new products. One of those products was called Tropicana Refreshers. It partnered with a reality TV star on a show called Summer House or something that I have never seen. That seems cool, I guess. But I feel like it's not diversifying in correct ways because like you said, Simply is doing the prebiotic soda route. And we know that people like prebiotic sodas because Olipop is just going nuts.
Right.
There's also a big shift that I've noticed among these type of drinks. Anyone from Dunkin' Donuts to Topo Chico, they're getting into the canned cocktails market. And given that we were just talking about how orange juice is a breakfast drink or it's in a mimosa, I wonder if Tropicana would do well if it had like canned mimosas.
I wonder. Actually, that's a good route to take. I feel like there's a lot of love in canned cocktails right now with things like High Noon.
Yeah.
Really big in the market right now. They could take that route. They could take the health route. I think those are the paths that they actually probably need to take in order to continue their business, or at least just, I don't know, change the logo. I feel like there was a problem a year or two back where Tropicana changed like the size of its bottle.
Oh, yeah.
And people got mad, or they changed the shape, meaning that the size was less, but they charged more.
Yes.
And that was a big backlash. I think you covered that as well, right?
We talked about it on the pod because it's happened twice. In 2009, Tropicana tried to rebrand its logo and people hated it so much that it lost $20 million in sales in a single month. And then only recently, it changed the shape of its bottle, which reduced how many ounces were in the bottle, not by a lot, but by enough that consumers were like, this is shrinkflation. Because remember, shrinkflation has been a hot buzzword ever since inflation has made eggs $9 a carton. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, when you're the biggest fish in the pond, especially in the orange pond, everybody knows it and you get attacked from every which way probably. So it's probably not easy to be them right now, but I would agree with you and say they just really got to diversify. Maybe even start a new brand that's not Tropicana, but like under Tropicana. I don't know. Wink, wink. They could start like a small millennial Gen Z looking forward brand. Perhaps that's a way out of this.
Yeah. At one point, they tried to take the A and the I out of the name. So it was like Tropicana.
They made it an app name.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Or like a vanity license plate. Because they wanted to emphasize that it was all natural, 100% juice or something like that. But like, who cares? I don't think that's going to do it either. Yeah, I think it's about diversifying products. If you can't get people to drink orange juice again, like people were drinking orange juice, which I don't know, I don't really see that happening. I think you do need to diversify the product line. And I think they should take a page maybe from Simply with this prebiotic soda thing. But yeah, it seems if you can't beat them, join them when it comes to the functional beverage market versus the traditional juice market.
Yeah, completely. And as we've seen with Coca-Cola, they just joined them. So Tropicana is next. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a lot more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get signed up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at thehustledaily. We'll see you tomorrow.